and welcome to Abstract Essay. And today I have my special guest. He's the creator of Omnisource Healing, guides change makers, entrepreneurs, and leaders awaken to their fullest potential through the deep healing and personal transformation. No other than Amaze Ajita Shah. Welcome, Mr. Ajita on Abstract Essay. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Hi, Daniel. Thank you so much for having me. Um, in terms of what I do, I started my career studying psychology. That is what I went to school for. And then I segued into spiritual healing and energy work, and that is something that I do full time. I work with people, especially entrepreneurs, CEOs, helping them really achieve their maximum success. I work with them to help clear the blocks that hold them back, whether they're emotional, whether they're spiritual, relationship issues, money issues, things that really hold them back. It's not strategy, but it is something deeper that holds their success back. So that is in one line what I do.
And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Miss Ajita. Thank you. And today, let's talk about From Wound to Wonder, rewriting your inner story and rising into joy. So, the journey from wound to wonder is a powerful arc. What does the wonder stage truly feel like, and how is different from just temporary happiness?
Well, what you're talking about, Daniel, I wish it was achievable easily and for many more people. To be in joy really means, and to be in wonder really means to be in the moment, be very, very joyful and happy in whatever it is that you're doing. Value yourself, love your circumstances, love everything around yourself. That is really the space of wonderment. Unfortunately, so many of us are quite far from that space.
Why is it too far, Maze? So yeah.
Well, because we have so many blocks that hold us from true joy, starting from belief systems that we develop when we are very young. We take on issues and problems of our families. We become very confined in our definition of who we are, definition of what the world can offer us. And then, we go through different stages of life, and life can be hard and is hard, but then we get very embroiled in the problem. We don't often see solutions, we don't often see great opportunities, and life becomes a real struggle. And that keeps us from achieving our highest good, achieving our joy, and achieving just really our dreams.
Mr. Jita, what are the most common types of inner stories you hear people telling themselves? And what is the first smallest step to even noticing that story?
You know, if you are unhappy with with and feel stuck, that is a really big indicator that you are not moving or moving in the wrong direction. Because when we are doing and experiencing things that are aligned with us, then the path is easier and things flow and we feel good and the right people and the right opportunities come our way. So stuckness is a very big indicator and an easy one to understand for people.
Mr. Jita, many people identify so deeply with their wound based story that it feels like their identity. How do you help someone separate this story I tell from this who am I or who I am?
The most of us, the identity that we carry is not ours. Whether it's a societal story, whether it's a family story, whether it's a country story, we identify with, and we are taught to, and the society is laid out to not encourage people to be individuals. We're encouraged to belong to a group, to a collective, again, starting from the family. So it really starts by you look at yourself, you look at your family, you look at the kinds of things that were told to you. You know, perhaps money stories are money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work really hard. Look at how hard we worked, look at how hard your grandparents worked. You know, maybe they had to immigrate from war-torn countries. You know, there's a lot of fear, and lots of things hold you back because you feel that what is available to other people is not available to you. So when I work with people and my clients, we really have to look at where they're at right now. What are their fears? What are their worries? What are their blocks? Then we go back and look at how they have, you know, been through school, been through college. Were they able to you know, compete in, maybe if they wanted to be in sports, did they feel they were good enough to, you know, apply to participate in a certain sport or in elocution, in debating, in plays, in anything? Or were they always thinking that I'm not good enough, or I'll never get selected, or, you know, I'm not pretty and I'm not popular, and all of these things. There are many of these fears that we have, but when we go down to understanding where they come from, it always goes down to a bit of a childhood wound. And we have to start to deconstruct the story from that point. That, you know, maybe if I may share a quick story, I
Go
have a
ahead.
young client, and her mother was very, very abusive towards her, and, you know, kept telling her she has hay in her head and she's not smart, she's not good looking. And, you know, but they wanted her to earn money and then they would take it from her. So when I work with her now, she is very money oriented because her sense of security comes from how much money she can make, but she's not able to make as much money as she is capable of making because the voice in her head that keeps telling her, she keeps hearing her mother's voice, consciously or subconsciously, that you're stupid, your head is full of hay. And so we have to deconstruct it from there and, you know, make her see her value. It's not an easy process, it takes time, but it really starts with that deconstruction aspect. We have to understand that every human being that comes on earth is highly valuable, highly talented, but we've got these layers that cover our brilliance. And our job, or my job as a healer, is to help you remove one layer at a time so that your light begins to shine.
Miss Ajita, the idea of rewriting a story can feel daunting. Can you walk us through a simple, concrete first step someone can take today to begin editing just one sentence of their inner narrative?
Look at where you're at, look at where you want to be. So, for example, somebody wants to become an actress or an actor, and they feel that they're camera shy, they're not good looking enough, they don't have the talent. We need to look at, I always tell them, just it's not as simple as that, but because you're asking what is the one thing they could do, they must start to concentrate on what it is that they want to achieve. They have to start to embody a little bit of that feeling and, affirmations. I am pretty, I am beautiful, I am talented, the camera loves me. you know Even if we just start there, it isn't as simple as that, but even if we just start there, we can start to take away the negativity that you constantly carry, where you're always thinking of, I'm not good enough. And if you start to just tell yourself that, no, actually, I am, and maybe my past is not corroborating that, but I know what I want to achieve and I know I am capable of that. And just kind of being in that space is a very, very good first step.
Definitely a very good step. And what is the role of our body in holding onto these old stories? Is it possible to think our way into a new story, or do we need to involve in a physical itself as well?
That's a beautiful question, because one of our greatest indicators that things are not working out is our body reacting. So for every thought that is negative, every level of pain will settle in our physical body. So we have three parts of to us, right? We have our soul, we have our mind, and we have our body. And every aspect plays together to create our whole, and they all participate in, like, whatever phase you're at, all three aspects of you are functioning together. So if you're in a place where you're not happy and that you're not achieving your goals and you feel that you can't work through them, then your body is going to most definitely start to take that negativity, because that negativity is hormone imbalance, chemicals that are released in the body, and they go and settle in our cells and in different aspects, in different parts of the body. And then it starts to complain. There is dis-ease. And from small things like headaches to, shoulder ache, tightness, to bigger diseases, liver disease and cancer and heart disease. And all of these are any dis-ease in the body or even mind. You have depression, you have, different types of mental illnesses. They all stem from the unhappiness of the soul and being in a place different than where you would like to be, not loving yourself, not valuing yourself, not having enough self confidence. All of those things do translate into disease and discomfort. So, that is a very big indicator. If any aspect of your body is not working, then it's not, that's just a symptom. So just working on the body is not going to take away the problem. If you work at the underlying issues and aspects that have created this mental and physical dis-ease, then automatically it very quickly dissolves and it gets cleared.
Miss Ajita, can you share, or yes, can you share a specific writing prompt or journaling exercise from your uh, expertise or from your coaching for someone clearly identify the situation where you are teaching?
Is just sharing and writing down how you're feeling in the moment. The pain you feel, the stuckness you feel rejected, you feel abandoned. Just writing what is flowing through you is an invaluable exercise where you're not following any kind of a blueprint of affirmations, or because sometimes those don't feel very real. So I always recommend my clients to start with writing every morning, or even at night at the end of the day, how the day went, how they're feeling. You were in a conflict with a colleague, perhaps, or you had, maybe you missed your appointment, you got late because there was traffic. All these little things that happen, and our reaction to them, if it's very severe, if we beat ourselves up, it's all for a reason. It shows the underlying sort of issues that we're dealing with. And when we journal, just writing what you're feeling in the moment, and that journal is just between you and yourself. There's nobody else looking at it. So you don't have to edit it, you don't have to hold back. The kind of relief that you feel, and as you go down your healing path, when you go back and read that journal, you will see, firstly, that you have made progress. You will be able to see in when you are in a slightly more positive frame of mind, how you were feeling and how probably it's not correct, for you to be thinking that, and you don't always feel that way. So for me, journaling is far more important than affirmations, because I find that unless you have done enough healing, when you are saying affirmations like, I am very valuable and I'm going to get this job, or, I am loved by my partner, and whatever else is the underlying issue that you're trying to overcome, an aspect of us is going to really come up and say that you're lying, because you can't believe that, because you are too far removed from that end result. So I feel that when you just are honest with how you're feeling in the moment, then the progression from there, you let go, you offload, you surrender, and then you can move into the affirmations that are more aligned with whatever it is that you want to achieve. Because it is, affirmations are so beautiful and so simple. Like, we can just make them up as we go based on what we are wanting to achieve.
And Miss Ajita, to wrap up our discussion for today, the process seems to require a great deal of self compassion. For someone who is deeply self critical, where can they even begin to find a sense of compassion for themselves?
Yeah, it is really a hard one, because if we have become hardwired to believe that we're not good enough, that is why being a healer and this is a part of my job, I really feel that it's not easy to play this game as in a solitary fashion. You have to lean onto some people that can see you for who you are because you can't, and they can work with you to help you remove the layers that are hiding your true brilliance. As far as what you can do for yourself, one, there are various techniques that are, quite simple to do. Um, like you mentioned, you can, definitely take affirmations like, I am good enough. Uh, I am loved. I'm brilliant at my job, or I am beautiful. Things like that. There's also a little technique called the mirror work, where really you stand in front of a mirror at home, and people find it extremely hard to look at themselves. When we are in front of a mirror, oftentimes we'll be self-critical, and when we are in the morning, we wake up, we might wash our face, and but we don't really see ourselves. We don't really look at ourselves. So in this mirror technique, you actually stand in front of the mirror and really look at yourself. You look inside your own eyes, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling, but you have to overcome that, go through it. You might cry. I have done that, years ago when I've done mirror work. All of my clients cry. And then from there, you can start whatever it is that, if you're trying to find a job, or maybe you were in a partnership and a relationship that broke, and maybe unfortunate things were told to you, and you can start saying things to yourself that are self-affirming while looking in the mirror, whether it's for 1 minute, and increase it for 2, 3, 4 minutes. And it is a tremendously empowering, a tremendously healing, and a very easy technique to do. We could do it. We don't need much time. We don't need any tools. But I do recommend that, find somebody to work with, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a healer. Um, that is really the way to go.
Miss Ajita Shah, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
The best and the biggest part of my work is I work actually one-on-one, because a lot of the things that I was, talking about here require us to go really deep within ourselves and our psyche and our subconscious. So one-on-one work, I work with people that are feeling that they are not where they want to be in any aspect of their lives. Um, So I invite people to get in touch with me. My contact details are on my website. I have a lot of testimonials on my website to try and understand the kinds of uh, people I have worked with and situations that my clients have been able to overcome. So I think those testimonials are quite powerful.
Definitely, yes, people will support Miss Ajita Shah because if we support her for sure, more and more empowering advocacy to come. So, Miss Ajita, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Appreciate it.
More to come, people. See you soon.